What's up, everyone? My name is Spector, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So I would like to tell you a tale of many years ago when my father found out that I was gay and possibly a furry. Now, it has not been confirmed 100% to my father that I am a furry, but he definitely knows that I am gay now. So without further ado, let's get into this quite sad yet quite funny tale of my dad discovering a few items of mine. So this happened approximately 10 years ago. Yes, I am that old. A lot of this was revolved mostly around world events that were affecting me personally, as well as me just questioning my sexuality in general. But as someone who was questioning their sexuality in their late teens, you of course want to experiment. And what better way to experiment than to buy some toys, if you catch my drift. And being a furry, I decided to get a couple toys from this small, little-known company. Most people haven't really heard of it, called Bad Dragon. And at this point in my life, I have owned a couple of them, about 4 or 5. And yes, I did buy a few of them when I was underaged. But I normally kept these toys in my dresser, like most people do. But one fine day, me, my father, and my brother were going home to rest after being at church all day. And as a fairly angsty teen, me and my father got into it again on the road going back home. And while I still love my father to this day, we still don't necessarily see eye to eye on a lot of things. It's just that those talking points have shifted from one thing to another. So as we got into it, we started bickering back and forth over what I can't exactly remember, as I said, but it all ended up coming down to, I am going to go to your room, I am going to pack up all of your stuff, and you are going to move out of the house. So once we pulled into the driveway, my father told me to stay in the car, and then him and my brother went into the house, locked all the doors, leaving me outside. They went directly to my room, and let's just say about 5 minutes later, they came back and unlocked the doors. I didn't exactly know what happened at first, and I could probably only imagine at that point what was going on. But my father, a couple days later, decided to talk about the toys. And he wasn't necessarily mad. He just was kind of probably concerned at the very least. And he told me that I should take and encrust them in gold for some reason. I don't know. That was weird. My father's very weird. So at that point, I'm pretty sure my father thought that I was gay, or at the very least bi, which at the time I considered myself to be. And, well, I didn't exactly grow up in a household that really looked at gay people in a very high light, so it was a bit awkward and honestly very scary at the time, seeing that I was probably going to be ridiculed for, well, existing. But none of that ever came to fruition, and honestly, I'm a little bit mad at my father for not really kind of asking about it. Not necessarily going over the whole toy thing, but maybe, going like, hey, do you have feelings for other guys? Maybe? Because if so, that would explain a lot. That would certainly explain a lot. It would explain not only why I had toys, but also why I was never exactly interested in women in the first place, and was very reluctant to ever actually talk to them in sort of light where I would ask them out on a date. And I did come out to my father a few years ago, and he told me that he already knew, which he kind of nodded and alluded to the fact that the toys were kind of the dead giveaway. My biggest question, however, is why is it that he didn't ask the important questions? Like, why is this one shaped like a horse? Why is this one shaped like a dog? Why is this one shaped like some sort of fantasy dragon creature? Because I know for a fact that at that point I had a griffin, I had a chance, yes, that chance, and a duke. So, why did he not ask me why they were shaped the way they were shaped? I will never know. I honestly probably don't necessarily want to have to explain that to my father too much, because it would probably make for a very long, awkward conversation. Then again, already having toys in the fandom that are shaped like that kind of makes things a bit problematic. And let's face it, having a toy that is shaped like a dog or a horse makes things very problematic. So, well, my dad probably doesn't think that I'm a furry. He definitely knew from a very, very awkward method that I am gay. So, there you have it. At least my father was thoughtful enough to not kick me out of the house for being nothing more than who I am. And that's honestly a shining light out of all of this. But that's where I'm going to go ahead and leave it. I just wanted to give you all a little bit of story time in how I was awkwardly found out to be gay. Probably not necessarily furry, and that would have definitely ended up leading into those territories if he asked the proper questions. But everything is PG King now. I am in a much better, happier place than I was 10 years ago. Honestly, I'm in a much better, happier place than I was 2 years ago. So I can't necessarily complain a lot. Well, there's still a lot to complain about. But hey, I'm not going to complain too much about the past stuff. But if you all enjoyed my little story time today, take and check out some of my other videos. It would definitely be much appreciated. And if you like them enough, there's always that subscribe button, and I would also very much appreciate that. I also stream pretty often on here and on Twitch, or I do it on Twitch a lot more, so if you would like to come by, say hi, and hang out, I do have a link for that down below. I also have links down below for pretty much any of my other socials, if you're interested in that. But that is where I'm going to go ahead and leave it for now. You all have an amazing day. Take care, and Spector out.